I'll brush you off just like the dust upon my shoulder. I have a hunch of who you are. Believe it or not, I got the strength to blow you over. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. You seem to know something I don't. What's going on? Can you tell me what it is, please? I'm not that slow like you think. Strange vibrations in the room and I can feel it. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane. Speeding down the lonely highway, tires screaming night. Quick walls, exclusive interview that's cutting through the fight. Mike and hand the hot rod engine roaring through the dusk. And every question like a gunshot racing through the rust. Speeding down the lonely highway, tires scream the night. Quick ones, exclusive interview, let's cutting through the fight. Mike and hand like a hot rod engine roaring through the dusk. Every question like a gunshot racing through the rust. Face to face with truth uncovered, raw and burning wild. Eyes locked tight like mirrors, grinning devil's crooked smile. Thunder in the distance, pistons pump to fierce delight. Words collide like metal clashes, sparks ignite the night, the night. Faster, faster to the finish line, no looking back. Drag race revelation high on earth's relentless track. Heartbeat pounding louder than 1,000-inch scream. One-on-one exclusive like a twisted fever dream. Each answer is the motor, dangerous and hot. Truth explodes like shrapnel in this verbal fire slot. Journalist and rocket duel like warriors in the crime. Captured in the crossfire, trapped in the wheels of time. Every sentence blazes trust through dark and gnarly turns. Burning rubber, soul to soul, heated secrets burns. Headlights blinding future past a blurry neon light. In the drag race interview, the truth comes into sight. Faster, faster to the finish line, no looking back. Drag race revelation high on earth's relentless track. Heartbeat pounding louder than 1,000-inch scream. One-on-one exclusive like a twisted fever dream. no looking back. Drag race revelation, high on adrenaline's crack. Heartbeats pounding louder than 1,000-engine scream. One-on-one exclusive like a twisted fever dream. Each answerless, don't looking back. Drag race revelation, on adrenaline's crack. Heartbeats pounding louder than 1,000-engine scream. One-on-one exclusive like a twisted fever dream. Fever dream.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Well, I don't know how mature you need to be to talk about airplanes, but let's talk airplane. I had intended to be in my shop tonight, doing the and actually showing some of the stuff I'll have pictures of in a few minutes. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So I'm in my normal studio where I do my normal show. I've just changed it up a little bit, and not very much, honestly, at all. If I don't know how many people we'll have tonight. It should be probably going to be a fairly small audience, but that's okay. And basically, what we're going to talk about, or what I'm going to talk about tonight, and if anyone joins me, we'll talk about that as well. Um, but basically, I started about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I decided that I was going to. I had picked up a Dragonfly project, um, and decided that I would, and I'll go ahead and actually let me go ahead and we'll just share that picture. So let me see how to do this. The easiest way is to do it like this, and then I will do a. Maybe I don't know. We'll figure it out. At any rate, so um, I had this whole deal where bought this Dragonfly project or traded for it, whatever, however that worked out. It worked out fine, and I just I needed to get my stuff together. I had to figure out what I was going to do. So I built a shed to hold the Dragonfly. Now that looked like. Go ahead and share the screen. Let me see. So built a shed. And let's see. All right, yeah, there we go. All right. So we're going to share this. So I built a shed. There's a go ahead and put that up. There's a shed. The do this way. There's a shed, and this is what it looked like inside. Let's see. That's the office. That's actually the studio I'm in right now. It doesn't look like that anymore, but that's the office I built. There's the shed with the dragonfly inside of it. That's a shelf full of stuff that still exists. There's the dragonfly on its landing gear, and there's a power box there where I was testing some electronics. And there's the doorway out to my yard, and so that was the dragonfly, and that worked out pretty good. So once I had the dragonfly, kind of sort of where I wanted it, or where I thought it would where I thought it would work out, um, it I ended up having to move along and do more stuff, and that stuff was just the dragon. Actually, I did a bunch of videos about the dragonfly, and but it ended up that there were some problems with it that were going to be a larger problem as I went on, and I had a Corvair engine mount, and I had a bunch of stuff to take care of that. But in the meantime, I bought a very easy project, and I've got that stored in my warehouse. And then I bought um, a long easy fuselage, um, and that's a pretty cool airplane. And when I bought it, it looked. Let's see if I can get. So when I bought it, it actually did fly, and it was in theory capable of flight, right? So we'll switch to that now, and I bought it understanding that now this won't have volume, but maybe I can do volume. Let's see. Yeah, now I'll do volume so you guys can hear it. So the Sonoray is what I'm working on right now. So the Sonoray was it is a complete airplane. It has an airworthiness certificate. It's basically ready to go, and so it's a it's a pretty solid. It started off life as a pretty solid aircraft, and but and I'll go into the story. Here's a video of that one taxiing. You can see taxied that around. It's a pretty good time. And for all the, I know that some of the Sonoray guys are gonna come over here and they're gonna watch this, hopefully. So this was a fully functional aircraft. All the instruments worked, everything worked. The problem is that there were, and I can show pictures of those of that if you want them. But there was a number of issues mechanically with the motor that could have been fixed. But more importantly, there was some issues with the. Quite frankly, there were issues with the covering, and so at that point, I made a decision to recover it. And when I did that, well, that opened up like a whole new world of a whole new world to me, really. So we'll let's see if I can get some. I don't know that I took a bunch of pictures of it. I do have some pictures of it when I checked it out. Um, and so we'll go ahead and get that. Whoop, wrong button. and get that to. Trying to get this to. There, hang on me. It's all right. We'll just. Yeah, I'll go ahead and share this picture. So this is kind of, I'm kind of going around the path here, and it's kind of boring right now, but it'll get better maybe. So this is a Sonoray on a trailer. Now with the trailer I got with it, and the trailer actually fits it. This is of the aircraft at the airport. You can notice that that here you can see the mouse here. So here the cables had just eaten the covering out from just slopping around. The paint was peeling. But other than that, technically it wasn't in bad shape. More paint peeling and dirty, more paint peeling. So what had happened was it had been painted before. It had been painted at some point, and the guy had not really prepped it out. He had just changed it from orange to red. Here you can see where they had strapped it down on a trailer, moving it from Texas to wherever on the first time it was sold. And you can obviously see the effects of that strap being placed over there over the fuselage, and you can see that there is a small dent here on the leading edge. My guess is somebody kicked it as they were getting into the plane, so that had to be that has to be repaired. All over here on the here we have all of these screws had just been just jacked up, and they hadn't been repaired properly, which was terrible. So it's just got a basic panel, nothing crazy. It probably had seats somewhere, but I didn't take them with me. There's the old N number. It's still, I think that N number is still it's expired, but I think that number still comes back to the plane. However, the new number is acquired, and it'll be going on there. So here you can see they had not painted this. There's bird droppings on it. Overall, it was just in poor cosmetic condition, and there's nothing wrong here. This is all technically fine. Although again, you can see you've got paint peeling. You've got a repair here. So sound but ugly, and we'll get into that to this in just a minute. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So, at any rate, so at some point, I just decided that it just all had to come off. So I tore all the covering off, and I learned how to cover the aircraft. And I took the engine off, all of that, and now and the thing about the engine was, and this is guys, if you are um, if you are if you're going to be um, if you're going to get into these type of aircraft, these little Volkswagen powered aircraft, you really need to understand how the engine works, because there are less and less people every day that can actually do anything with them. And I'm here to tell you that it can be absolutely rough. Um, so what I found when I took the airplane apart was that, or before I took the airplane, the reason I took the airplane apart is because the it had been stored in a barn. So the story behind the airplane is actually pretty interesting. And what had happened was this guy had built it, I believe, or he had bought it, and he had been flying it around, but he started getting dementia or Alzheimer's, something of that nature. And while he was functional, he absolutely would forget where he was. And so apparently at some point he landed at an airport in Texas. He didn't know who he was or where he was. And this is very, and so he scared a bunch of people. And obviously his medical probably got pulled after that. And more importantly, his family, his family came and got him. They took the airplane, took the wings off the airplane, trailered it back. And And that was the end of him having the airplane. Now, the legend goes that his sons had actually performed, or his son, I don't know if there's more than one, had actually performed a rebuild on the engine. No proof of that. The engine sounds healthy, starts right up, but no proof of any kind of service. So the airplane sat in a barn or shed or something like that for a number of years. And of course, in Texas, they're mice, they're rats, and they played havoc with the airplane. And the thing that these are all small things, but first thing is rat urine, mouse urine, whatever. It is corrosive, and it actually started pitting the cylinder head studs. I bought new ones, and I could have replaced them one at a time on the airplane, and made that engine airworthy again. Also, they had eaten the spark plug leads, so those would have had to have been replaced, or are being replaced. And so, and there was just a lot of other things. There was a mystery oil leak. It did start up. It did run well. But other than that, it just was one of those things where it's like, hey, man, this is kind of this is risky, right? And we don't do risky with airplanes. So fast forward, the airplane is now covered. I don't have pictures of that on my computer yet, but well, actually, I do. So let me go ahead, and we're gonna scroll way down. We're gonna put some new pictures up here, and we're just going to we're gonna have a good time with this, because why wouldn't I? Um, let's say I am. At any rate, once I had the airplane kind of back into some kind of shape, um, it's now I'm doing the motor. The motor is actually pretty easy. It's you know it's just a Volkswagen motor, but uh, let me. And I hope the guy that's was needing help is still here. But so we started out with a new engine case from. Um, I started out with a new engine case from Scott. I got it from Dune Buggy Warehouse, um, and they actually. Let's see. Okay, let's just do this. So, and there we go. We're back. All right. So here we go. So this is the new engine case. I had it sent directly to Scott Kassler at Hummel Aviation Engines, and Scott does excellent work. Now this isn't cleaned. This has been sitting around for a little while, almost 8 months, I guess, 9 months. And you can see he bored it for the 94 millimeter cylinders, and he has put in the time certs, so that this makes this a very durable motor. You can see there he's machined it for the Force One prop hub, and this is just that's just the underside of the motor. All right, front of the motor, again, he's gone in and helicoiled anywhere where they may strip. This is the motor I took out of it. You can see these are stainless steel intake runners. They were or not stainless, steel intake runners. They were horrible. Pretty much everything about this engine was kind of like halfway. But one of the things about it is it does have this RevMaster Aviation accessory case, and this contains obviously the starter, the magneto, and the starter magneto, and the charging system, the alternator, stator, whatever. And it's a better shot of that. There's a better shot of that crappy intake that they put on there. And now these are the intakes I'm going to use. These two are from Aero V. They're original. They're from the 60s or 70s, and those are original Aero V castings. These are from Great Plains. These are early and have been modified and smoothed, and these are brand new and have not been. So you can't get those anymore. There's the Aero V ones again, Great Plains and Great Plains. You can't get them. That's just the way it is. This is a crankshaft modified for the Force One hub. The Force One hub has this cool taper here, and it acts as a kind of almost a fifth bearing hub. That's my Long Easy as a Christmas ornament. Sorry about that. Let me get back to the good stuff. Uh, hmm. Some of these pictures are going to be duplicates, but that's okay. Let me. All right, there we go. Oh, I don't know what I did there. That's not cool. All right. Very strange. All right, there we go. I think. So I don't know if there's anybody in the chat or watching from the sidelines that knows anything about airplanes, but you're welcome to chat it up. I'm being very boring right now because this was supposed to be more hands-on. Unfortunately, I can't actually do this in my so I'm working in my garage, and the problem with doing that right now is I have no way to hold a microphone to where you can hear me. The whole reason I started the microphone adventure in the first place was the lavalier mic that I had was absolutely terrible, and so I just hated it, and so this is what I get. Um, yeah, sorry. So this is the accessory case. This is a Happy accessory case. Now, Happy was a company that made VW engine conversions. They've been gone for a very long time. This is an original piece, and you can't get one anymore. So that's that's something, I guess. Here is another view of the Happy with the starter mounted. Now there was somebody on Facebook that was asking about the starter mounting, and this is how they mount on mine. They mount at the 6 o'clock position at the bottom of the motor underneath the magneto. It's like a real pain in the butt to get to the starter. You pretty much have to pull the engine. However, you can pull the engine in about 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how lazy you are, maybe 20 minutes. It's really only 4 bolts and a couple of cables, and the engine comes right off. Here we go. This here, you can see where the mouse is. This is a Aero V. This is called a cross brace. Now this is for hand prop. This is more of a race plane part. It's very, very light. And it is meant to just hold the magneto right here in this area, and it's got a phenolic drive gear there in case the magneto seizes, it doesn't mess up the crank. and it's literally just this, but it is for hand propping, and I don't know that I would use it on a modern well, I don't know that I'd use it on an S2. So there's another picture of it. Um, so this they call this the X Brace Aero V engine by Monet Experimental. Here's this over here. This is the Deal case, which is actually what I'm going to use on my engine. This is this is fairly current production. You can see here, this is the magnets. It's just like a motorcycle. Tiki Tac um, will actually understand this because this is just a stator. Let me see if I got a better picture. Nope, nope, that's more happy stuff. Deal. And there's the airplane itself as it sits currently. Um, but so it basically uses like a garden tractor or motorcycle alternator arrangement. The flywheel spins the magnets. The stator is held in place in the accessory case, and that kind of works out. So there's that. And then over here we have, now you can see the airplane as it sits right now. The This silver is UV barrier. The red is paint and that is the old paint that is peeling off, and I have to remove all of that, and I'll probably be removing it chemically. So you can see it's a tube and fabric airplane. This is all of the silver that you see is fabric. So that's it's pretty cool, I guess. There's another shot of the where your legs go, and that's where the engine mounts. You can see this box here that covers the magneto and the starter. So that's it's right in front of your feet. There's another shot of it down the side, kind of, and a bunch of gun stuff. And now you've got the cowlings kind of leaned up there, and next to the old engine. Another shot of that. There's the old engine again, and it's pretty interesting. I personally find it pretty interesting. Probably nobody else does, but I do. Here again, you can see the magneto mounted. There's the airplane. There are the control surfaces on the airplane. And here we have the crankshaft, the front bearing, and the flywheel. Now you can notice the flywheel is not really a flywheel. The flywheel is like a drive plate. And the magnets bolt to this drive plate, and then they rotate around the stator, and that generates the small amount of current that that the airplane makes. This is actually a prop speed reduction unit for my Long Easy airplane, which we'll get to in just a minute. This bolts to the Mazda 13B engine, and I believe this is a 2.8 to 1. I actually should have probably checked. I don't see it. It's not mentioned anywhere, but so this is lubed by engine oil. It has planetary gears in here, and so it's a really cool setup. It'll absorb about 300 horsepower, and it will push the airplane along quite nicely. Thank you. So this is a Ross unit, by the way. So I don't know. There's another picture of that Deal set up with the magnets. The stator's already bolted into that housing, so that's why you can't see that. And there's a cross brace again. We're going to just go back through some of this stuff, and we're back to at the end. Pretty sure, yeah. All right, so we've already seen all those. So that's the Sonore, and that's the plane I'm working on right now. And it's taken longer than I thought because of the having to learn how to use the fabric. And the fabric is it's not hard, but there is a procedure. You have to do it right, and that's if you're not somebody that can follow directions particularly well, it could be tough for you. So it's depends on how you go there. But that is the Sonore. Hopefully, if the guy comes in and wants to know how the starter mounts, I will be able to tell him. So that as pretty much about the same time, or maybe a little before, I bought the uh, Sonore. I bought a Long Easy. Actually, originally I bought a Long Easy fuselage, and I was going to build it, and then I bought the Very Easy because I thought that it was a well, I was told in the ad that it was a Long Easy, and I went and bought it um, because for spare parts, and then it ended up not being what they said it was, and so I ended up buying. I ended up buying this aircraft here. Um, it and let's give me a second. I'll share. I closed it down for some reason. All right, so I bought this one, and this is actually not in my. This is in the hangar where I purchased it from. So here is this one, and yeah, it's you can see here that it is it's pretty much done. Uh, it's it's an airplane. The work is pretty good, but at some point something fell on the canopy and cracked it, and it's got some miscellaneous um, stuff going on with it. It looks like the guy that owned it before me was going to do a long nose, and he cut the nose off of it. Um, oh wait, let's do that. Let's see. Yes. Let me so I'll hide that. Got to sorry, I messed up. At least I'm getting some pretty good um ticky tack. Anybody can work on a Volkswagen. I actually have the flight manuals for or the manuals to build those engines. So yeah. Yeah. All right. So here we go again. So no, that's not it. There it is. So at some point, somebody had cut off the nose, probably to do a long nose. They did it the wrong way, but that's okay. It can be fixed. But it's fine. Um, I was going to do a long nose anyway, so this makes it easier for me. And let's see if I have a picture of it inside. I do. So let's that. And this is what the cockpit looks like. Very rudimentary. The guy was obviously just trying to get it flying, and didn't wasn't doing anything particularly cool. All right, so I bought that one, and I originally bought that one thinking that I'd be done. Right, just buy that, easy. It's already done. Buy a canopy for it. Easy squeezy, lemon peasy. But no, 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 that's not how that worked out. Almost immediately, I don't even know if I had the that one home. Almost immediately, another one popped up in basically the same area, and it looks like, well, let me see. And it looks like this. Let me get the share. And this is actually the airplane that I'm once I get to a stopping point on the Sonore, which is um, coming up, because as soon as I get the engine assembled, then I'm pretty much stopped on that airplane until I can finish painting it. So then I purchased this airplane. Now this is painted. It was wired up. The interior is ugly and obviously had mice in it. Um, and by the way, anytime you buy a used airplane, the first thing that happens is the guys take all the crap out of it. Um, it's all done here. It's placarded. No airworthiness certificate though. It's never actually flown. It's got a bunch of stuff. There it is as a Christmas ornament. Looks cool, right? Here's what the front looks like. It's wired up. It's not done particularly well, but it's not the worst I've ever seen either. And so that there's that. Let's see. Give me a second. I'm going to scroll back through. Um, yeah. Okay. Those are pictures of people. And so I'm going to show you some pictures of what it probably will look like when I am done. Uh, um, just give me a second. I take a ton of pictures, guys, so I really have to go through them all because of that. So right now I'm looking at the biggest thing that I have to do is I have to put the biggest thing I have to do, man, to be honest with you, is I have to put the thing together. And not only that, I have to update that panel. You saw all the missing instruments and all of that. So um, it, uh, it's one of those things that sucks. But what I want to end up with is this. So what I want to end up with is something similar to this. I want to redo my switch panel. You can see that's the same switch panel I have. It's just done nicely. Um, a new stick grip, and then I'm going to put in pretty much a very similar ephes right here. I have small radios, so all of this large stuff, I don't have any. I don't have any antiques like that. But the interior of the plane is going to look pretty much exactly like this when it's done, and or no, that's it. It could look very similar to this as well. Um, and so I actually have a lot of this stuff already, but all my radios, you can see all of these radios that I'm circling with my mouse, all of that, they won't be there. That I have small stuff for that. I do like the stick grip that he has though. So, but that's very similar to what I would do. And then there are, and I actually, anytime one of the guys from the Long Easy community posts their cockpit up, I save the picture if it's a good picture, um, because, well, why would I not? It's this is a guy. Uh, this is let me scroll through here and show you. So my panel does not look good. So here's another panel. Um, that panel looks pretty good. You can see he's got this is a guy not terribly far from me. You can see he's got his massive engine monitor over there, and he kept that. Although he can display the engine monitor stuff on either of these two panels that are in the middle, and then he has this his GPS and radio are combined into one right there. This is his audio panel. This is an annunciator to tell him what is going on with the airplane. Um, and he actually has one I think that says check engine, and then he has two radios here. He has the transponder and the comm radio right there. Um, and so that's that. Uh, this is this airplane that this panel in is extremely well thought out. This guy, he actually has another version of this panel. Let me pull that up. Because I forget which version this is. Um, this is another version of it here. Or while he was planning it, see, he had that. It's the same. These didn't change. His check engine light and all of that up there. None of these changed. His all of there's this radio. There's the two small radios. But this is as he's going through the modifications, and it's a pretty cool. That's he's done a pretty good job there, and yeah. So, and then he had one. Let's see. Did I already do that one? Yeah. All right. And so that's do I ever sit in the cockpit and daydream about flying? No, I never do actually. My son does, but I don't. Um, I basically I work so hard on this stuff. I mean, understand that. So let me scroll through here. So you understand it. Where's a good picture of it? It's annoying. I don't have. I seem to not be able to take good pictures of things except what I want to see. Like I don't take good cosmetic, like cool guy pictures. So you guys understand this whole thing was hand built, right? Like this whole thing was carved out of foam. That's all fiberglass. The canopy is blow molded by a company in Ohio called Aviation Plastics, and that they're made one at a time by hand. Then it's shipped down. All of the parts of this plane, most of these parts are made by hand by somebody, and so they take an incredibly long period of time to get done. And this one's not done. Like I'm really annoyed with this airplane because the guy who built it obviously was not a particularly good finish guy, right? Like things that are supposed to be flat are not flat. It's it's just it could be way better. But you look, I mean, the thing looks great when it's all put together. Let me throw that up there. So it looks awesome, right? So they're super fast. They do about 200 miles an hour. And my wife's calling me, so you guys chill a minute. Sorry about that, guys. I was talking to my phone. I was talking to my wife on the phone, and I forgot that I was muted. Um, so here, what you can let me put that back up. So what I was saying is that you can see that there's not really sanded level. It needs to be filled here. There's a sand scratch or a nick there that he didn't get right. So it needs to be it just needs to be finished out properly, right? Good body work. And fortunately, these a lot of these guys are just not good body work guys, and not good fit and finish guys. And then you have it's like this switch panel here, like those are just like drywall screws, man. Like, why would you do that? You know? And you look at the other guys, which has the exact same switch panel. Let me pop over here to it. This is the where'd he go? It's the exact same mold because that they all came from all of these came from the same person, same maker. You can see how much nicer that looks, and those aren't drywall screws. So um it's it's a matter of professionalism. It's a matter of just making these things look right. And these things are fast. I mean, these are not in theory they're not high performance aircraft, but I mean they're legitimate 200-mile-an-hour airplanes. They go very far, very fast, and they're cool. They're very cool. Airplanes are cool in general, but they're cool. So yeah, that's a show. That's probably the whole show for tonight, to be honest with you, because this is I gotta I was really wanting to do work in the shop. The last thing I guess I could show is I could show my um well, I could show my Taylor craft when we picked it up. So I also have this. Now, all right, so you've seen we've seen three airplanes so far. I didn't show pictures of the Very Easy, but I have the Very Easy. And the Dragonfly. Well, so four airplanes, and now here we go. Where's the next one? This is my Taylor craft. As I picked it up. Um, Now, obviously, this is another tube and fabric airplane. So what happened is this guy bought this from a museum, and he was an idiot, and he ground looped it into his truck and bent it right there. So I've got to cut this. I got to cut a tube out, put a new tube in, and it'll be done. And then I got to recover it. That sounds very like not like a lot, but there's a lot to that. And but this airplane is super cool. It's amazing. It can fly amazingly slow. Like you can almost like if you get into a good head, like a good headwind, and you can almost just sit there and almost just stay in one place. You can fly so slow, and it lands in like 500 feet. And it was made in 1946. So this was a 1946 BC-12D Taylor craft, and so I bought this or did some horse trading, I guess, for it. And I have this in a hangar. I actually need to start working on it. So I have a lot of work. When I say that I'm working, this is what I'm doing, guys. This is I'm working on the airplanes. I'm doing stuff with the airplanes. The airplanes are cool, and they're just neat, right? And probably Saturday morning or Sunday morning or afternoon, I'll have this. I'll have it set up so that I can do the work. I'll have a mic so that I can move, talk in the shop. That was the biggest thing is that I could every time I tried recording today, I would get too far from the mic and you couldn't hear me. So, or it didn't pick it up. So I need to solve the mic issue. And once the mic issue is solved, then we're going to go back into and we're going to talk about the airplanes and my plan forward and all of that. This is an amazing little airplane. I can't wait to fly it. And so it's all good stuff. And so that'll probably, if you guys have some questions or something, if you I'll be glad to um, I'll be glad to chat about any of this. And so and that's exactly it, Bujikan. I'm getting because I'm a Rode fan. That's what this is a Rode. This mic is a Rode. I'm a Rode fan, and I've got, but I don't have. I have a no name brand lavalier mic, and it was great for like 2 years, and all of a sudden it started picking up a ticking sound on one side. So it's like because it's a stereo mic, and so the left channel, I think it was picked up like this ticking sound or scratching noise, and it was terrible. So nobody likes that. But if you guys have any questions or comments or want to tell me how boring this stream was and how poorly I did, you are welcome to do so now because it was a little boring. It really wasn't the stream I wanted to do. But hey, needed to be done. And we can talk about individual projects and where they are and how fast they're going to move forward. Right now, the Sonoray, as soon as I get the engine built, the engine will get the engine will get bolted onto the Sonoray, and then it'll be masked off for painting. And then as soon as it's not 28 degrees outside, and you can open a door without the wind sucking all the heat out, I'll go ahead and paint. I'll get the paint done. Yeah, airplanes are cool, man. Airplanes are real cool. And so that's kind of where I'm at with the different projects. And I'm just basically I work until I get to a stopping point on one, and then I just seamlessly switch over to another. So since once I have the engine assembled, or at least I know that I have everything to assemble the engine for the Sonoray, I intend on assembling the engine, making it 100% ready, bolting it on the airplane, and then I'm going to bring the Long Easy over, put the mock engine on it, and start wiring it. And that airplane is going to be super cool. It is amazingly cool because it is a 13B powered Long Easy. That's a Mazda rotary with a turbo, and it's absolutely going to just rip. I fully expect to see. I'd like to see 180 knots out of it to be really nice. But we'll see. We'll see where it ends up. Who knows? But I'm building it pretty light, and I'm taking a lot of weight out of it that I don't think it needed. I'm doing the long nose on the airframe. I'm gonna, it's got some work to be done, but this is what I do. This is, I enjoy working on this stuff. And if you guys are not familiar, for those who are hiding and not familiar with me and not familiar with the, who I am, where I've been, and all of that, we'll get into that more and more. But hopefully the show will get better. Like I said, I intend on doing a show, the show that I intended to do today, which is assembling a motor. I intend to do that on probably Saturday afternoon or Sunday. Now, when I do that, I have, and these are out of print, both of these. This is, I don't know if it'll pick that up, but this is the Great Plains, the last revision that I'm aware of from 2015 of their engine assembly manual, flight engine assembly manual. And this is the only copy that I have ever seen of the how to build a reliable VW airplane engine or aero engine by Rex Taylor of happy. So both of these manuals are pretty interesting. They're old school to some degree. They're not 100% up to date, but that's okay. And I will be using the Great Plains specifications to build out the engine that I have for the Sonoray. Now, the Sonoray engine is big, so obviously the Sonoray was meant to have a 1600cc Volkswagen motor in it, Type 1. You know, most people put 1835s on them. A lot of guys are putting the 1900, 1976, or whatever they are on them. I am doing a 2273, which is as big, which is a 94 millimeter bore and 82 millimeter stroke. So it is not only a big bore, but also a long stroke motor. And it should really make the power where I need it, which is down low. I'm expecting a 3,400 RPM rev limit on the plane or on the engine, and I have a lot of really cool things to kind of help out, and probably going to fuel inject it. I have everything I need to fuel inject it. One of the reasons I have those cast aluminum intakes for it, which, you know, some of those, a lot of this stuff is just not made anymore. So one of the reasons I have those pieces specifically is because I want to fuel inject it, and I needed to be able to have a very low manifold. And as you saw with the steel manifold, where they had kind of tried to roll it and all of that, it pinches up and it just doesn't work. So cast aluminum is the way to go. And super happy to have the pieces I have, especially since Great Plains, as of this year, no longer exist. And I don't know what more we can say about that. Great Plains doesn't exist anymore. If you want parts for that engine, you have to buy them from Scott Kassler at Hummel Aviation Engines. Scott's a great dude. Knows more than most, and he's always been willing to help me, and he does a great job. He does exactly what he says he's going to do. Now, when we do the engine assembly, which I am anticipating either Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, I will make an announcement. When I do the engine assembly, I will start by measuring everything, and I will show you how to properly measure all of the important things that even if the machine shop says they've done it, you should do it if you're assembling your own motor. Once I do that, we'll do the actual assembly. We'll take it to the long block. We'll put the manifolds on it, and then it will be ready to hang off of the airframe. Once that's done, I fit the cowls, and then I'll build the exhaust for it. The exhaust is going to be 321 stainless, and I'll weld that up myself because I can do that. And then once the cowls are done, and I know that we're not going to have to modify them, I'll paint the cowlings. Hopefully, I'll paint the whole airplane, and I have all the instruments ready to go in it. So as soon as this stuff moves forward, man, we're going to be live 5x5 making smoke. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and call this a night. Doesn't need to be a 3-hour deal like my normal show. I will be adding into the description, if you're watching this later, in the description will be links to my normal show, which is a political social commentary channel. And on for this channel, I'll post what I plan on doing in the next show. If I do if for some reason I get stopped on both the Long Easy and the Sonoray, I do have plans to move forward on the Viking Dragonfly. However, that airplane has just aggravated me to no end, and I just don't know what to do about it. Oh, good, BIY. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. All right, so guys, if you're watching this on playback or if you're watching it now, live, please like, subscribe, share it if you want to, throw it out there on your various forms of social media. This channel has, I think, 26 subscribers as of right now, and it would be great if we could push this up into that 500 range, and maybe get it monetized, so this goes pretty good, or maybe it blows up really big, because my next episode should be better. Ticky Tack, yes, more money for the expensive hobbies, although this is not that expensive. Now, let me give you a rundown on what I've actually spent on these projects. Now, the Red Sonare, which was a technically flyable airplane when I bought it, I have the equivalent of, I think, $3,500 into it as it sat. And all it really needed was a few $100 worth of small things, and you could have taped the torn fabric and you could have gone and flown it. There was nothing wrong with the airplane. When I took it apart, there wasn't anything that was cracked or broken or was going to be an issue. There was nothing that would have prevented you from flying that airplane. So I paid about 30. That he was asking $5,000. I'm pretty sure that my recollection is we settled on 45 or 3,500. It wasn't all cash, but that's fine. On the engine side of it, I've spent probably, I probably spent like $6,000 on the engine, 7 maybe, I don't know. But it's not like it's a super expensive hobby if you don't want it to be, and if you're just careful with it. My wife is calling again, so I'm actually going to end the stream, and you guys have a great night. And I don't believe I have a closing stream, so it's just gonna. I guess maybe you'll get to hear Andrew Wilson laughing. See you guys. Good night.
Yeah, I just answered your question. Can you tell me what epistemology means?
Epistemology is the study of the epistles. I mean, you can. I told you that a husband and wife is supposed to be the representation of God and the church. He said he's a husband. I asked him if he sees himself as the embodiment of God, and he said no. That doesn't make any sense.
Wait, what is the epistles?
The epistles are the apostles. Are you talking about the apostles?
No, what can you